Tommy's gonna taste the gin so that you don't have to. Let's just save your money, yeah, that's what Tommy wants. Minimal dilution, cause we wanna taste the gins. But if the gins are bad, then we will throw them in the bin. Now let's hand it over to Tommy, who is gonna taste. He's gonna get all rowdy and shout up the place.
Whoop whoop, that's the sound of Tommy Tastes. Yes, hello and welcome back to Tommy Tastes, where I'm on the mission to taste the gin so that you don't have to. But more importantly, how do we like it? Neat, neat, neat. Yes, that's right. Let's crack on.
Poppin' gins in the club, you got gins in the club.
So I thought after doing a couple of relatively standard videos back to back with more of the mass-produced gins, it's time to do something a bit different, and they don't come more different than this. Say hello to Boar Gin from the Schwarzwald, that's the Black Forest to you and I, in the south of Germany. Ooh, so we've done quite a few German gins already when we look at the disappointment that was Ferdinand Saar, Gold Cap, Dry Gin, Mouthful, followed by the spectacular Needle Gin, which clocked in at only €12. This is kind of somewhere in the middle between that Ferdinand Saar €80 price and the bargain bin, if you will, Needle Gin. This comes in at around €36, but to be honest, it's a little bit of an enigma. Finding information on this gin was not the easiest thing. In saying that, they're very proud of all of the awards that they've won. This has been lavished with basically every gold medal that you can think of. Awards aren't everything, and really what you have to look at is what awards they are winning. The only ones that I will really kind of pay any attention to is the IWSC award, which is internationally renowned, fantastic mark of quality, and also the San Francisco International Spirits Competition. That's probably not the correct name of it, but who really cares? The good news is this won gold at the San Francisco tasting competition in 2017 and also won a silver in 2019 in the IWSC. So that is a pretty good mark of quality, although it has been labelled the best spirit in the world by several different independent competitions and the best gin in the world by another competition. I'm not saying these awards don't mean anything, I'm just saying I don't really care. I just want to know what the gin tastes like. The most important thing though is this is not Cromwell gin, which was winning, as we've talked about, the Britain in Bloom, what's your favourite thing that's not champagne award, or the what's better than going to the toilet for 5 minutes award in rural Dorset. It's a great day for the kids and grandparents coming to rural Dorset. What's better than going to the toilet competition coming soon? This has won proper spirit awards. How credible they are? Don't ask me. Another thing that's very interesting, I suppose, is the bottle with this gin. We've had the Ferdinand Saar, which was reminiscent of like an old school wine bottle, and this one's a bit more in the Needle Gin category, with that kind of medicine bottle feel, which is the same thing you get from something like Monkey 47, which also comes from the Schwarzwald. I'll leave it to you to make up your own decision on the label. It's got a boar on there, and it's this very hipster style. And the reason that it has a boar on there is really due to the botanical complexity of this gin. Again, doing something that no other gin I've ever seen has done, and that is using the rarest of rare things, Black Forest Gold, otherwise known as the Black Forest Truffle. Who doesn't like truffles? Honestly, truffles make everything better, whether it's eggs, vegetables, rice. Truffle will make it better. Yeah, it's a bit of an acquired taste, but what does it add to gin? I couldn't really find anything. Whether it's a flavour that it gives to the gin or something that helps to kind of round the gin a little, I think we've got to make a decision when we taste. They are very secretive about the botanicals that they're putting into this. What's for certain is, as a gin, we know that there's juniper in there. We know that there's going to be a little bit of coriander, but they also give away the fact that there is some lavender, so delicate florality, and thyme as well, which we've seen previously in things like gin mare. I think, and I'm not sure how credible my sources are on this, there is also a little bit of allspice and a little bit of rosemary in there as well. So let's just get it in the glass and see what it actually tastes like. It's
Darling, you simply must go out to Burgundy for truffle season. It's amazing, you know.
Hello, Ponzi whiskey tasting glass. Gin again today. Sorry about that. Let's get our nose in there and have a good old sniff.
I think we can all agree that there was nothing creepy about that. Ladies, please form an orderly queue.
There's something a little warm about this gin. Whether that's the alcohol, I'm not too sure at this point in time. It is 43%, so that exact kind of high strength spirit that I'm looking for. Whether I can really feel the clarity of this gin, I'm not too sure. I can tell that it's a little more juniper heavy, and I'm getting nice kind of spicy notes, little bit of citrus. Can't say I'm really feeling the truffle, but let's have a taste and see if that becomes more apparent on the palate.
Boar gin? More like boring gin so far.
There's no denying that that's an incredibly pleasant flavour. I'm still not getting the truffle though, and when you lead your marketing around the boar that's sniffing out the truffles and this black forest gold, I was at least hoping for the truffle. Whether the truffle's acting as more of a fixative or it's giving it a slightly more like oily texture, I just don't know. The aromas that I got on the nose really follow through in terms of flavours on the palate. They're all together, all kind of gourmet style, like you'd expect with something that uses truffle. But there's nothing unbelievable. So let's get some ice in there and let's work out what this is really like. So my reading online told me that this goes into the bottle unfiltered, but I'm guessing they do still do some chill filtering because we've got a very clear gin there. Yeah. Well, slightly disappointed. I was hoping to give you the first bit of chill filtering, but not this time.
You've let yourself down. You've let the country down. You've let Boar Gin down.
Boom! That ice cube has woken that gin up. All of a sudden, it has exploded. There are great kind of like lavender-like notes in this. It's really nice and sweet. There's like a lemon oil feel. There's kind of more herbaceous notes from the thyme and the rosemary, assumingly. Yeah, the whole thing just feels really, really nice. That's a really pleasant gin. Whether the truffle is there, I don't know. I feel like a fucking bore myself having to like root through this to try and dig out the truffle. Where is it? I just don't really know why they boast about it so much when I'm not really getting it. I'm going to have another taste of this and let you know if I can find anything.
Well, I think we can all agree that that was possibly one of the best pig impressions that anyone has ever seen in their lives. And if you want more quality animal impressions like that, then I seriously suggest that you like and subscribe to my channel.
I'm not sure whether I'm trying to find it and that's making me taste it, but I feel like the more this ice dilutes, the slightly more truffle-like, petroleum-y kind of feel is starting to come out. And who doesn't want to drink petrol? That's what we're here to do, isn't it? Let's get a bit of water in there and see just what happens with a little more dilution. You never know, the ice brought this to life. The water might do exactly the same. Cheerio!
For full disclosure, I filmed this at 9 AM and this was the first thing I drank before breakfast. Hashtag problems.
Okay, you ready for a review in noise form? Ugh. It's just not good enough. It's not that it doesn't withstand the dilution. I can still feel it cutting through. What you do need to know is, you saw the splash of water I put in here. I had to add more gin in this to really get the sensation. It's got a nice lingering finish, and that's kind of all I can really say about this gin. It's now just turned slightly generic and just a little uninteresting. And when you've got this kind of boar on the label and this kind of whole hipstery vibe and story behind it, I just expected so much more.
We've had enough of your rambling, you slag butt-in-it!
So Boar Gin, would I buy this? No. I've got €36 to play around with. This is what you get for €36? It's not even a full bottle. It's the 0.5 litre. It's not the 0.7 that you get with your standard gins. It's cutting the gin out and charging you more. It's just too expensive for what it is. It's not to say that it's not a bad gin. There is certainly everything to like about Boar Gin. Just don't waste your money on this. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm teasing you again in the UK. This is really hard to get hold of. The price I saw in the UK is about £45. And on the strength of the label and those awards, it's always going to sell, but be smarter than that. This is not the gin that you need in your life. It just isn't. Kudos to them for making a gin that, you know, uses truffle, but I didn't even get it in this gin. I'm there sniffing like a f***ing hog having to go through it. Do you know how demeaning it is making your customers feel like a f***ing pig actually hunting for the truffle that you so proudly boast is in this gin? If it's there in pinchers, not in spades. It's not like Hoxton gin where it feels like a coconut's just hit me in the f***ing head. No, it is like taunting me. And who can blame them when truffle is obviously so cripplingly expensive? But if you are going to note truffle in your product, at least make it taste only a tiny bit truffly, or give it this kind of perfume that is distinguishable from your average gin. This is just a bit generic-y. Would I rather have Needle over this? 100%. I can get 3 bottles of Needle for the same price. Would I rather have Monkey 47? You know, I'm not the hugest fan of Monkey 47 that there's ever been. I think it's a little bit sweet, but yeah, Monkey 47, when you're pricing yourself in a similar ballpark, Monkey 47 wins. We finally know when it's a fight between pig and monkey, monkey wins every time. Ooh, ah, 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 ah. Cheers!
Oh yeah, so what we're really passionate about here at Tommy Taste is the liking and subscribing we get from all of our members when we keep delivering just great content, you know? Yeah, I live for content. Genuinely breathe content. Can you feel the content? Well, you should when you like and subscribe to my content. That's my content that you're liking and subscribing to. Please like and subscribe my content. Like and subscribe, content. I love content and liking and subscribing.